Hey everybody, it's Chatteroo with CryptoCulture.io, and we're joined with Lindsey Pelas, the one and only. Thank you so much. So she just had a really awesome panel here at the Elevator Bootcamp on social media. So you're obviously a huge influencer in the space. Like, what are you seeing as far as on with the from your perspective with what's going on with crypto and blockchain and Bitcoin, like from the influencer perspective?
The influencer perspective is I see a whole lot of talk about it. I get a lot of emails asking me to be involved in cryptocurrency and crypto businesses and whatever that means. But for me, I'm clueless. I barely have any idea what it means. Even if I read the definition, I'm still not 100% sure what it means. So yeah, so it just seems like this curious thing. Like, people are asking for my involvement, but I'm not sure how to be involved.
Okay. Yeah, so like with Bitcoin, for example, the core function of the whole technology is kind of like a checkbook and a checking account where it says you have this much money and then you spent this much, so now you have this much left. So it's a ledger just basically tracking back and forth who has what. And that's really all it is. But the thing that's different is, instead of being at a bank, it's decentralized across thousands and thousands of computers around the world, and there's no way to really turn it off. So that's why people like it, because it's like banks aren't involved. It's like, if I want to send you Bitcoin, I can just send you Bitcoin.
That's cool. No
one really needs to really there's not like a third party like with PayPal or Venmo where they're like, you know, there's records of that, all that.
Right.
So no one can really like block the transaction. You are able to see what's going on if you look and you have both people's address. You can look on the blockchain explorer and see it. But that's kind of like getting more into the technical side of it. So what do you think, like, are you hearing more this year than last year, or does it seem like the same amount of activity, or is it like less or more, like from what you're experiencing?
The emails are probably the same, like all the interest is probably the same, but I felt like I heard so much more about cryptocurrency last year whenever Bitcoin was trending every single day. And then now it's kind of relaxed. I don't hear about it ever, really. Like, just, I mean, on Twitter, like, I don't hear about it at all right now. So it's kind of fizzled.
Okay.
Yeah,
so I think more of it's going to be coming back. Like Starbucks, for example, is going to allow people to buy their coffee with Bitcoin coming soon. So that will like definitely hit the whole Starbucks crowd. And then Square, as a payment processor, they're going to allow Bitcoin and Litecoin and Ethereum to be able to be transacted at any store that has a Square as their point of sale system. And then on the vendor side, they'll be able to basically decide if they want to keep the Bitcoin or crypto, or if they want to switch it into cash right away. So I think stuff like that will eventually help more awareness, because if you can pay for it in pretty much every store you go to and Starbucks, that's just one of those things that can lead to more adoption. So I know you have a huge following, but for the people that follow us, where can they find you, and like what other projects are you working on right now?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, everything at Lindsey Pelas. And then right now I actually have a new podcast I've been doing. It's called Eyes Up Here. It's on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, all of that. And we're talking about social stigma, stereotyping, social media, all of it. So it's a really fun one.
Yeah, I've listened. It's awesome. Definitely check it out. She has a lot of great guests. And I saw you recently on a podcast, The Rise of the Young, with Casey Adams.
Yeah, it's so fun. I think he's here.
Yeah, he's here. Yeah. So, you know, podcasts are really great. So if someone's like looking to get started in podcasting, like, what was it like made you want to do that, and like how all that like got into existence?
Well, I have a big Twitter following because I'm always telling my thoughts and jokes, and we're talking about the news. So people on Twitter always said I should start a podcast, and then I was a guest on a few. I did Jenny McCarthy's, and then Bert Kreischer, the comedian, and he was like, you really should do one of your own. And so that was kind of the push, and then I made my own.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks.
And that's it. So keep checking us out, CryptoCulture.io, and check out the Eyes Up Here podcast with Lindsey.
Yes.